Welcome back to the channel, guys. Last week we swapped out the spark plug leads, we swapped out the battery and got the car running, and it was a big boost of motivation to get this thing going, right? I was already excited about doing it. Now it's guaranteed that I'm going to get it moving. The boys are excited about it and we want to drive it. We said that we were going to do some mechanical work on it. We're going to do just a bare minimum today so that we can get it out on the road. We want to try it out. It's been over 3 years since we got to ride in it. We're going to start out first though with detailing the interior, because it's bad. It's moldy, it's gross, not a safe place to be in. We're going to do that. Then possibly maybe an upgrade or two. Upgrade for us, or for me at least, because I like the look. And then get it out on the road and see what it's like 3 years later. So with the back done, as you guys saw, hit it with a general purpose cleaner, hit it with the drill brush, then came back in with that steam cleaner, and that really opened up the pores, cleaned them all out. Now that the pores are opened up with the steam cleaner, just gonna hit it with some leather conditioner, and the back will be set. After we're done with the front, then we'll do a couple of modifications, and we'll go out onto the street and finally give this thing a drive for the first time in like 3 years. So the interior is looking sharp. It wasn't that bad to begin with. It had a few spots with some mold on the doors and stuff. We got that all cleaned up, steam cleaned it, and it came out gorgeous, other than the normal wear and tear for a 30-ish year old car. The carpets were fantastic. They came out really, really crisp and clean. With that being done, one of the things that I always thought that this car lacked, or that really needed it to just kind of get it over the top, and maybe it was a challenge cost-wise back in the day, but it's the steering wheel. It's nice, it's leather wrapped and everything, but considering it's only got a handful of pieces of wood, and I actually like the wood in here compared to others in other cars. When you guys saw us tear apart that RX, the biggest reason we actually needed that RX was because I probably spent months trying to track down that specific model's steering wheel, and that's this guy right here. Wood grain is what I was going for. It just seemed like the steering wheel is missing it, and it is slightly thicker, even though it's a little bit, it seems a little bit smaller in diameter. That's going to feel really good when you're driving down the street, except this one, as you guys saw in that previous video, it's rough, so it needs a really good scrub, really good clean, and then we'll get it put on here, and hopefully the airbag connector matches and the cruise control matches as well. Let's give it a shot. Sure, when you guys are working with the airbags, they always unplug the battery. That'll keep, one, the airbag light from turning on, and two, making sure that the airbag is not charged. So the connector for the cruise control actually works. It just plugs right in because it's pretty much the same button as on the older steering wheel. The airbag though is different. The car's a 96. The airbag from the RX came from a 2003, which was the more modern airbag. So the connectors are different. I couldn't find a way to plug the wires in directly one into the other, so what I had to do was solder in the old connector into the new airbag. It's still just a 2-pin wiring anyway, so all I did was solder them in and then use the heat shrink to them, and we're gonna plug it in, hook the battery back up, and hopefully it doesn't go off. No, because if it goes off, then all of this was pointless. Yeah, the whole car and everything, because it was already so hard to find the wheel.
So it was like buying a whole new car just for a wheel.
Well, we did. We
OMG.
bought that one to get the wheel.
It already feels not worth it.
Yeah,
it really does.
I'm gonna let it hang in here just for a second.
Let it marinate.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go hook up that battery and see what happens.
Okay, that should be fun.
You should.
Isn't that in my face?
Stand back a little bit.
I'm scared. Ethan, get out of the way.
That's a terrible angle. We're just...
You said to get away.
No, I'm saying don't stand in front of it. Yeah. Ready? Okay. So far so good. Didn't blow up. I'm gonna put the key in the ignition just to see. So far so good. Key's on. I'm gonna start it to see if the airbag light goes on or not. No airbag light. Great success. So as you guys can tell, it's the next morning. Last night we got that steering wheel installed. I was hoping to do everything last night, but it just took a little too long. Luckily, this is the last day of the weekend, but we still want to get this thing out on the road and just see what it's like after 3 years, because I've already forgotten driving the Audi every day, and then even the wife jumping into the Lexus itself. So, but before we can drive it out there, we need to bleed these brakes. Last time I drove it, they were a little spongy, even though I replaced every single component of them. The brake fluid's old. We're gonna swap that out, and we're gonna hit the road. Pump it. What's in my mind though? Pump it. Yeah, but that was a miserable experience on the ground. We got them bled, but it wasn't without its headaches. One, sitting for so long, all of the little bleeder valves, they got stuck, they got crud inside of them and stuff. It was terrible to unbolt. On the driver's side, I had to lift up the car because I thought I was gonna break it off. Laying down on the ground, that was miserable. I thought that I could get through the spokes, but they're not that big, so I couldn't do it. Next time, it's getting lifted up. I put in some temporary fluid for now. The bottle's been open for, I don't know, maybe since when I did the wife's car last, and fluid doesn't last that long out in the open. But next time we're gonna put in good fluid, probably when we get it back up again so that we can do all the suspension. For now, let's take it out on the road and see how she does. Few things straight off the bat. The drone is awful. It's got good mufflers, but it is a straight through system with just headers. So I'm definitely gonna have to do something about that. The tires have flat spots from sitting parked for so long. Anyway, I have new wheels for the car. Alignment for sure. And there are a few components that need to be replaced. I can feel a little bit of like a hollow spot in the suspension. Other than that, the throttle response feels so on point compared to a lot of modern cars. And I missed that and almost forgot what that's like just because all the newer cars are all drive-by-wire. It's great. It feels awesome. The boys love it, right guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. What a better way to finish off a Sunday cruise with what, guys? SpongeBob ice cream, huh?